gold prism cars shining like the sun on the bay. Tom Brady's legendary, ain't no dirt in the play. Rare refractor Calvin stacking to the sky. Wendy blue velocity, watch those imperfections fly. We got the bass thumping, it's a vibe.
Welcome back, everybody, and happy Monday. So hope you guys had a good weekend, but today we are going to go through a final inspection. Cards today are for Kevin, are for Simon, and Christian. So we're going to go through this one last time. So I do multiple inspections just because sometimes you need more than one look, but the key here is to make sure that, like I said, the cards are in its best presentation, so everything's wiped down, free of debris and such, so that, you know, ultimately we can just see the best view of the card and then decide based on criteria where we want to go or not at all. So I hope these videos do help. You know, it's interesting just giving a little bit more of an in-depth look for you guys, but at the same time I think it's beneficial. So if you guys have questions, feel free to reach me at frostyfeetcards@gmail.com. But we are going to go ahead and dive into this and see what we got. So good luck. Alright guys, so we're going to go through these. Once again, if you have cards here, the centering is in your Flickr portfolio. Probably post a picture anyway to kind of help people, but let's take a look. First one here is for Christian. This is your Michaela Blake's orange Bowman Chrome. Nice corner, nice corner. We're just recapping what we saw already in the initial inspection. Like I said, sometimes you just want to look a few times just to make sure. Eyeballing it just doesn't cut it for me. I don't have that type of talent, but we're going to look through it and see what we can find. So we know the corners and edges look good. Now let's double check the surface, and then we'll go to the back. Here, that's just a fiber. There it goes. Cool. Little scratch right here, hairline. Not the biggest, but at the same time you want to take note that it is there. Naked eye wise, you can see it in a reflection, but not huge. Will that eliminate the possibility of PSA 10? Not necessarily, but it does count against it. It's just what else we can find. So very nice card on the front. Back side, we have a nice corner. Edges look pretty good there. Right corner looks good. Right edge is nice and clean as well, smooth. Bottom right corner looks good. There's some extra fibers, so it doesn't actually cut in from the edge itself. It's extra fibers that's coming out to the side, so it's not part of any kind of edge issue. So you should be okay there. Got a little edge issue right here, the little indent I think we noted in the pre-inspection, so that's what it looks like there. Then the bottom left corner, we have, it's not corner damage. What you see is that transparent peel that comes up a lot, and the problem is it's penny sleeve. So if you're not cutting angles on the penny sleeves, that's what kind of lifts it up a lot of times, just because if you're getting these from breaks especially, because those guys will just keep jamming it in the penny sleeve until you can get it in. So you can see as I press it down, it looks better. It's a matter if it's just going to stay or not. So that's going to be the uncontrollable factor over there. So this one, I would say, if you decide to grade it, Christian, you're likely looking at a 9. That should be the expectation. However, I'm not ruling out a 10. I would just say your expectation should be at 9 on that one. SGC is going to be friendlier, so SGC you could probably get a 9 or higher, even up to a 10. Those are areas that they're a little bit more lenient on based on our submissions. Next one's your Justin Herbert field level. HGA 9.5. So this was, I think, pre or post Tyler grading. So they were a little bit more strict beforehand, then they just started giving out a lot of 9.5s because of all the complaints that people weren't getting the grade they felt they deserved, which you guys, that's the downside of everything. It's not what you deserve, it's just what the card is. So far clean. You got a print line here though. You can see very faint, thin, but it is a true print line because you can still see the pixels. So the UV printer just missed a line right there. That's what it is. And aside from that though, it's pretty darn clean. Very clean surface, good edges. Backside, very nice. And that is unfortunately a visual defect though, so that one's going to hurt a little bit more than if you had faint like hairline scratches here and there. Because that one clearly you can see it without, just with your naked eye you can see it. I would say same thing here. This one, if you decided to grade it, I'd go with SGC for the best grade. If not, PSA, you should probably expect a 9 as well. It's thin enough not to be an 8. Next one here is your BGS 9.5 Le'Veon Bell. camo refractor, so we know the corners and edges on this card are beautiful. They just had different level quality back then for tops, in my opinion. And so very clean foundation. Surface goes, you can see a light scratch right here. You can tell it is a scratch because it refracts as well. So, and the light kind of disappears. So, can I see it with the naked eye? Not really, but it is there. So you just want to take note of that. Start accumulating the risk factors and then deciding if you want to grade it. I think you go for it just because we did crack it out of the BGS 9.5. And these are things you can't see when they're in slab. So here's the second scratch right here. That one is a little bit more noticeable. Very faint, but it is there. Keep going down. Nice clean autograph. No scratches through the auto. Very good. Coming down here. Got a little line that's starting to appear here through a light. I would tell you that one also, you can see how it turns dark. So that's in the card and not superficial. Pretty fair though. And then you got a little patch right here, a cluster of scratches right there. Those are minimal, but if you're just looking at the card casually, you probably won't tell that they're there, but they are. Beautiful corner. Very nice as well. Clean. Clean. I would tell you Le'Veon Bell, you do have a chance, but you do have a risk on that one. I do think it's in between that 9-10 factor. It could go either way. There's not enough to not give it a 10, but there's not enough to not give it a 9. Like we have basically 3.5 surface issues, but the rest of the card is immaculate. And I know eye appeal is a huge factor for PSA, so you could land one, but I'd say expect a 9. Potentially pretty good chance maybe of a 10. Next is for Simon. This is your Carmelo Anthony 0304 refractor. This was SGC 9.5, so we're going to just take a look. Those black dots are invisible to the naked eye, by the way. They're just part of the print process as far as how they did it. Clean. So clean corners once again. Surface-wise, we're going to double check. And we do go through every portion of the card. Got a light scratch here on the jersey for the Raptors player. Very faint. You're not going to see it. Like, I can't see it at all with the naked eye, but it is still there. Those are things, like I said, it's not to nitpick. It's just so that you guys understand. Like, if you have 15 of those, though, it's going to harm the card. If you don't, then you probably won't. Got a light pink little something right here. A little circle. Can't really see it with the naked eye, but you just want to take note of that. Backside, and we're just looking for inconsistencies once again. Backside, that corner's pretty good. It's not a perfect corner, but it's pretty darn close. That's a really nice corner there. Nice and sharp. Nice sharp corner. You can see the peel slightly coming up. That's where the discoloration sits. Just fold it back down once again. That looks good. That looks pretty good too. Got a hair that always ends up in the slab somehow. If you guys ever look in your slabs, I guarantee you some of you guys are like, what the hell, there's eyelashes in there. So overall, this card, no indents on the back. I think you have a good shot at a PSA 10 here, Simon. I think this is definitely a go. Centering looks good on the front and the back. So I'd say PSA is worth a shot for sure. Excuse me, allergies decided to kick in. Next one here is your Tom Brady Aurora. This was BGS 9.5. We have a nice corner. Nice corner as well. Bottom right looks pretty good. Bottom left looks good too. So not perfect corners, but they are pretty darn sharp. I would say your best corner is likely this one. Like this one, you can see it's got the good 90-degree shape, but then you see little fuzzies at the top. It's not technically fraying, it's just the blade didn't do its job all the way. But doesn't mean you're going to get penalized for it. You just want to keep that in mind, though, that somebody's going to be looking at that and they're going to make their own interpretation on it. Since there's really no such thing as graders' education, we really don't know how they kind of assess things, so you just kind of have to assume some of these things. But surface looks really good, as you can see. Pixels look great. No print defects as far as circles or anything else. The pixels look great too. No weird discolorations. The foil's all there. No scratches on through the foil. So, nice front surface. Backside. The corner is pretty good. It's not perfect once again. The corner looks pretty good there too. The corner here has good shape. I'd say maybe slight discoloration. Very minimal. And this one here, this corner, you can see does look pretty decent as well. We do want to press it down once again to make sure, but overall it's a pretty clean looking card. I can see it swinging both ways. One of the reasons is that PSA obviously is sticklers on corners. They don't have to be perfect, but they have to be pretty close, and I'd say that's kind of pushing the boundaries right there. But aside from that, it's a beautiful card. Eye appeal looks good. I do think you have a possibility of a PSA 10 there. Next one's the Shaq trade card. Looked at this one already. Beautiful corner. Nice clean top edge. Extra fibers on the top, no big deal. You got a little surface issue right there, but there we go. Clean. Clean. This is probably one of the cleanest ones as far as edges and corners I've seen. Usually there's quite a bit of white because it's an all black border card, so incredibly easy. Surface goes, we know we have one scratch as far as an issue goes, right here. That would be it though, I think, from what I can tell. Maybe a second pocket right here, very little one. You got light scratches here. They don't look like that in person. Basically they're invisible, but they are there. Look at all these scratches, right? So this one, I would say, you should probably try SGC for maybe a 9 to 9.5. That one looks pretty good too, that corner. That corner looks good. Bottom right edge, you can see it's got a little bit of chipping near the bottom there. So I would say this card, I would probably go SGC if I were you. There's a nice yellow dot 2 print defect. I don't think that's on every card. We have another one, so we'll look at it, but this one I'd say SGC is likely the grading company if you wanted to grade it. If not, obviously raw. I wouldn't go PSA with that one. Next one here we have is the Michael Jordan Flare style. I think this is 95 Flare. So beautiful card stocks. This was in a CCG 10, so I've never really seen that company before. I've seen their slabs, I just never really had a card from them, so they use the same chewy plastic as PSA though on some of the new slabs. So the corners and edges look pretty good. Surface, we got some scratches, light scratches. These are high gloss cards, so typically they're going to be pretty similar to Flare Showcase. Better though. Flare Showcase, anything, if you breathe on it, it scratches and it stays. So, as you can see, there's quite a few scratches on this card. Naked eye wise, you really can't see them, but they are a lot of fine little micro scratches, I would tell you that. Backside, we know, Simon, we looked at this too, there's quite a few as well. This is a tough card to grade, I would say, because of all these little micro scratches. Like if you have 10 or 20 of these, no big deal, but this card is just covered in them. Corners and edges look great though. Surface is going to be your killer on this card. I would say if you decided to grade it, I'd go SGC. You still might get a 9 on that, but anywhere else, I don't see it being beneficial. But that's just my opinion. Obviously, you are welcome to decide. Let me put this back. Okay, next one here is the Carmelo 0304 Topps Pristine Refractor. This was in a BCCG10, I believe. So let's just double check. We got fibers there. So got one little print pocket right here, dimple. You can see that pit, circle. But that's at a very good spot to have it though. It's very hard to really just pinpoint it. Doesn't really take away from the eye appeal. corners look great. Let's see the rest of the card, surface-wise. These right here might be just, that's a fiber right there. So you got some light scratches, and you have a little bit of fiber. Then you got yourself a little scratch right here. And you got a pit right there. So, another scratch right here across the center of the card. It's more of a print line, I would say. But it is there, it does run the length of the card. And we have some pockets of scratches down here as well. Okay. Backside. Clean. 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 And clean. Also clean. I would tell you this card, I would go to SGC for a 9 or better. They're likely to be pretty generous on a card like this, to be honest with you. PSA, I don't think you're going to get anything above a 9. So that card I would probably say SGC if you were going to grade it. If not, I'd leave it raw. But that's just my opinion once again. Next one here is the other Shaq draft pick. So we'll check it out, see if we can find that yellow dot in the back again. But that corner here, questionable. Clean top edge. Clean corner right there though. Very nice right edge as well. Very minor chipping if anything. Bottom right corner you can see small touch of white. Bottom left corner, small touch of white as well. Got a scratch right here all the way through. More of a print line I would guess, just because it's perfectly straight and runs the entire length of the card. This one is not as clean as the other one, just based on the corners alone. It's likely a card I would leave raw at this point. Got some scratches on top of all that too, some more pronounced ones than the other card. Be cool if he was wearing the Shaq Gnosis on here, but he wasn't. Alright. Backside double check. Corner looks good. Corner looks decent. Edge is clean. Bottom right corner is okay. It's got minor fray. You got a little chipping on the bottom edge right there as well. No yellow dot. So this is a card though I wouldn't grade. So if it was me, I'd leave it raw. If you did want to grade it, I'd expect probably a 8.85. Next is your Mariano Rivera. This one will likely go to SGC. I think we've discussed this and we'll talk about why, but clean corner, beautiful centering on this card. The eye appeal is fantastic. The only thing that's holding back this card from a good PSA grade is that fisheye right there. Or a donut. It's literally the shape of a sprinkled donut. But aside from that though, this card is absolutely, it's really nice. Corner there is good shape, same thing. Maybe minimal if anything wear. But no other print defects other than the fisheye that are significant that you can even spot. But unfortunately, this card I believe is going to be a victim to the sprinkled donut. I do think SGC though is going to be friendlier for you on that one. Might be able to squeeze a 9.95, perhaps even a 10, because I've seen some strange grades from SGC before. Cards with interesting front surfaces for sure that got 10s. Like this is clean otherwise though. That's literally the only issue we have with this card. You can experiment for sure. As long as your expectations are good, I think 9 or above with SGC is realistic. Next here we have one of your few golds. This is Lewis Hamilton. Yes it is. Gold Refractor Sapphire. So this was in a PSA 9 already. But we looked at it, and like I said, the only things I could tell you is these pits. If you're looking for the best grade at this point, I do think SGC is going to be it. Because other than those pits, and there's quite a few of them, so I don't think they're supposed to be there, to be honest. Yeah, like sometimes you see plenty, you're like, oh, that's part of the design, but they're just in odd places. Likely why you got the 9 the first time around. Fortunately, we're not really able to see through the slab sometimes, but I think if you're looking for a grade bump, SGC is going to be your friend on that one potentially. But if you're looking for a PSA grade bump, I don't think it's happening. So this one, I'd say if you wanted to slab it, I'd go SGC. If not, I would tell you to leave it raw, but totally up to you. Next one here is the Grand Prix, Lewis Hamilton, also a gold. And this one's nice too. I think that's a fiber. It is. So good clean corners, edges look good. And that's not a scratch either, this is just a fiber. Gonna wipe your cars down, my friends. Don't leave thumbprints on things. But at the same time, every time you get a new cloth, there's just a lot of fibers. Let me do this real quick. Just there you go. That should help it get rid of some of the fibers. But the card looks really good. It's free from scratches, free from print defects that I can see on the front. Looks really good. Backside corner, got the peel coming up. That dreaded peel. Most of you guys' cards likely have this if you're not cutting your penny sleeves. So that's going to harm your card there as far as the grade goes. Can't bank on it to stay down, so I'd tell you SGC, same thing. I'd go SGC with this card. Still likely end up getting a 10. I'd say 9.5, 10 from SGC for that. Centering's pretty good on the card too. Next is your Kevin Garnett Select. And this is a beautiful card. These, any kind of issues will typically show up because of how clean the card design is. Like you can see right here, we got a little print defect. Those aren't scratches, that's just part of a print thing. And then that looks like, let's see if I can wipe that off real quick. There you go. Probably just my fingers. So clean. Clean. Got a couple light scratches down there. Those are invisible though. I would tell you it's pretty close to the Kobe that you had. Here's a little bit more that I'll wipe down. Just a due diligence. Okay, very clean. Surface looks really good. There's just a couple spots like I said, but very minimal at this point. Card looks great. Card doesn't look too bad. Couple small issues, surface-wise. Backside, very clean corner there. Very clean corner and edges, as you guys can see. Bottom right, that is actually a clean corner as well. The extra fibers go out to the side, not in. And then we have the left side, and that looks really good too. Left edge is also clean. I would tell you this card, barring centering, we'll have to take a look again so you can see left to right. And this one's got such narrow borders where it looks better than it usually is. So we'll double check that. But if centering's good, I'd go with PSA. If centering's not good, I'd still go with PSA. They're still more lenient than SGC on that. Next is your Finest Salutes triple. This is Allen Iverson, Tim Duncan, and Vince Carter. This was a PSA 7 because it had the peel on it, and we kind of looked at the peel and decided why. It made the corners look like they were bent at the end of the day, and that's not good because it started like crumpling up and whatnot, so we were able to kind of just take that off. But you can see that corner right there is not at all bent as it appeared to be. So this should get a grade bump regardless, unless we notice anything huge in terms of potential like indentations or whatnot, but I didn't see any the first few times I looked. But let's double check again. You got light scratches even underneath the peel. It's okay. This thing is like 20 something years old, so who knows what it's been through. So no indents on the front whatsoever. Backside edges look clean. Right here you got a little bit of a edge indent right there. It's going to hurt the card a little bit. Maybe get you an 8. SGC will be friendlier, but nonetheless you do have something like that. So let's see how it looks from another angle. I think you can see it right here. So there's that. I do think you're likely looking at an 8 because of that, and sometimes that's all it takes. When it's a little bit more severe, it does harm the grade a little bit more. And not just my opinion, I'm just, like I said, everything's based on the cards that have come back and taking notes, data points, and remembering a lot of this. Next one's your MJ. Tribute. So clean corner, clean corner. I think this was the only one that was super clean as far as corners go and edges. That's why we're kind of looking at the final, I guess, here. Got some light scratches over there. Surface-wise, we're going to have a couple small things, but typically they're not going to be too harsh on some of these things. It's pretty clean. Got some clusters right here as far as scratches go. Still think you're in around the ballpark of a 9. SGC is going to be friendlier on this card for sure. Centering looks great, both sides. SGC is a stickler on that, so it's one thing they're more strict about is definitely the centering. I would say this would be a SGC card if you decided to grade it. PSA, I think you're getting a 9. I just think that SGC, Simon, that you have a better shot at a higher than a 9. So 9 or higher with SGC, PSA 9 max. Next one here is your Kobe. Members only rookie. And we've graded a few of these, my friend, so we've had some good results. We kind of understand this card a little bit. Usually it's the back that's the issue on this card, but front here looks pretty good. Just peeled it as well. As far as things go, I don't think we're going to spot a whole lot of surface print or surface scratches, but got yourself a print defect right there, little one. Then we have another one right here. A couple of light print defects. And those were under the peel, so you couldn't spot them before anyway. I do think no major scratches, but we do have little sparklies here or there. Backside, some check, clean corner. Clean edge, clean corner. Right edge looks good. Bottom right, maybe a slight issue. That could be, I'd say that's a combination. That's just fibers, that's extra. It does bleed into the corner a little bit to make it look round. And then, like I said, the back is usually where you have issues on this card, and you'll see little print defects and also a lot of little roller lines. I think this card should go to SGC this time, Simon. I think we're looking at probably a 9 or better as well. Next here is your LeBron, totally certified pink. Cool looking card, clean edges. At least from what I remember, we're just double checking. Extra fibers. Corner, like I said, they have that round cut. Like the round cuts, I've still yet to determine if they are considered issues or not. Let's see this. That corner actually looks like the foil is up a little bit, so interesting. We'll see this side. Looks pretty good. Good. And no bends over here. So I would tell you, I'll have to double check this corner again for you, because it looks like it's slightly peeled up as far as the foil on the front. Right there. So we'll have to see. Check it out. So we'll revisit that one to see what's going on there. Next we have is the Anthony Volpe for Kevin. Apologize there. National Gold. Alright, clean. Corners look good. Corners and edges look really nice here. Surface, you can already see that giant print line. So you already know what I'm going to say, Kevin. we're going to probably go to SGC with this one. It is faint, so they're going to be a little bit more generous than PSA for sure. It's the length of the print line that's the problem with PSA there. Other than that, there you guys can see the surface looks really good. So we have one giant print line that goes the length of the card. Outside of that is blemish free. Backside corner looks good. This looks good as well. This edge, I don't like that bottom area right before the corner hits. It looks like it's slightly indented. And there you go. This last corner, you can see the peel slowly. Peel's coming up as well. So guys, just make sure you cut your angles. So I'd say SGC on this one, Kevin. Probably get a 9.95, maybe a 10. Realistically, I'd say 9 or higher. Next one is your premium stock presentations. Jason Tatum. Clean corners. Interesting card. Like I noticed, like there's a lot of like drawing type cards. Here's a scratch. Another light scratch right there. Very minimal, but there. This is a very busy card. This is like a scope. So I know under the scope everything looks like a base card, which is what helps. Because you're distracted by all the shiny things, you're not really going to be able to see kind of what's underneath that. This one kind of helps neutralize at least that. We have some scratches on his beard. Very light. I'd say a couple small issues on this particular card, at least on the front. Backside. Clean. 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 And clean. Overall, I don't think it will gem with PSA. I do think you have a clean shot at it with SGC based on what we see. Do you think 9 or higher with SGC? You're probably looking at a 9 max at PSA. I don't think it's going to be worse than that. Next card here is your Sebastian Espino, Kevin. Yellow, rookie, auto. So clean edge. Very nice. Coming up, left side looks good as well. As far as surface goes, like I said, the goal is not to pick apart everything. It's just to see where they are and then to see if we can locate them and then how hard it is to actually locate the issue without the scope. Just kind of helps narrow things down because, you know, if they were using a scope to grade, then I'd be like, oh, absolutely, let's just use this as standard. But this is really just a huge assist. Perfect. This card looks really good. I didn't see any issues on the front. Backside, corner looks great. Corner looks really good there as well. Clean edge. That corner has the peel slowly coming up as well, so we just got to press these back down. Alright, fellas. And I would say it's super common. Most of the cards that get sent my way, this is what I see. Like, and those are the things you guys, naked eye, if that's what you're using, you can't see it. So this card's pretty clean, Kevin. I would say you can run it, see what you think. 50, I'd flip a coin on that. Depends on those corners if they stay, if they decide that it's bad enough. Because technically, like I said, when you're looking at it naked eye, you can't tell it all. But I'm a stickler. Next one is your Adley Rushman. 25. It's the orange refractor, top's chrome. Beautiful. Clean edges. Bottom's got a little runoff. It's on the back side though. We'll just see if it affects the actual card stock or if it's just off the side. But beautiful surface or foundation as far as corners and edges there. Surface wise, let's double check. Looking good. Very clean. Nice clean looking card there. I'm gonna run my fingers through that corner just to see if it's extra fibers. Alright, backside. Very clean corner there. Nice edge. Clean corner as well. Right edge is nice clean. Bottom looks good. Got that extra paper. Interesting. And the backside, like I said, is the extra fibers. It's really not the card because you can see it's a nice straight line where it's supposed to be cut. It's just, it was a dull blade at the end of the day. So this card I see no indents either. So I do think this one has a good possibility of a PSA 10. Depends how they look at that corner, but if they're looking at it like this, they should be in the same line of opinion, in my opinion. So there, I think that's a good shot there. PSA 10 for sure. Next one is your Anthony Edwards Purple Pulsar. These always have surface issues, but they're very hard to see because of the pulsar design. But we'll see how hard. Alright. Clean edges and corners. Surface-wise. Usually all the issues on these cards are here in this area. These, you can see all those scratches. But the thing is, those are not really visible. I can see this one, this line a little bit as far as naked eye goes, but the rest of these are not even there. Like, none of those are there. So you do have a leg up on that. But you can see, guys, just underneath the fancy shiny lights, it's just a mess. I would tell you, if I was grading your card, this would probably be a 8-9, but I'm not, so I think you're looking at still a 9-10, at least based on the front. Backside, that looks pretty good. It's a good corner as well, good edge. Bottom right looks pretty good. It's debatable, but it's the extra fibers once again. So Panini just needs to dial up their lasers better or sharpen their blades. Left side here, this looks pretty good. I would tell you this one I'd coin flip. This is a 9-10 to me at this point. And I know Kevin, this will be a PSA card. So next one here is the Lamello Optic Hollow. This is also for Kevin. Super clean design, as you guys know. Nothing to hide. Everything will show. So very nice as far as corners and edges go. Let's check out the rest. Surface wise, got a little patch of print defect right here. Are they visible? I don't think it will be noticed, to be honest with you. Kind of blends in a little bit with the card. Everything looks worse under the scope. It's just, that's the point. It's just to see how bad it actually looks. Does it take away from the eye appeal? Very little, if anything. Tiny scratch here. That one is visible. Still, let's see. Tiny scratch under the ball. That one you cannot see. This one right here, it's kind of embedded in. You got another scratch here. I believe Kevin's at Legoland right now with his kiddos. There we go. Clean. Pretty decently clean there as well. And not bad. I do think it's going to be a 9. I'm not ruling out the possibility of a 10. I would just say I really think it's likely a 9 as far as that goes. Then we got the next one here is the Pete Crow Armstrong Purple Speckle Refractor Topps Chrome. For Kevin as well. Clean. And clean. Clean edges and corners. Top, let's take a look. Go through. And I hope these videos are helpful. I know there's not like a lot of glitz and glamour. I don't have like cool graphics and stuff like that, but I'm not trying to like get followers. I'm just trying to like give data points out. And this one looks really good. I don't see any issues as far as things go. Maybe a slight hint of a scratch right here you can see. I don't even know if you guys can see it, but I do. It's right here, vertical line coming down. Minimal. That's me being nitpicky. You can't see that at all, but got a nice corner there. Very nice corner there. Like, and that's the goal here. When you're looking at these things, you're looking at the undeniable facts. None of these things are feelings. These are just what it is, right? And I think that's the benefit sometimes of no emotional ties to these cards, is that you can just look at everything like it's a blank index card. So this one, I do think you have a very good possibility of a PSA 10 as well, Kevin, on this one. I already know you want me to send it there, but there we go. So there you guys have it. That's today's final inspection. We have more coming. I'm going to go through a couple other piles of stuff I have, and we'll keep doing these. I appreciate the comments. Feel free to reach out once again at frostyvcards@gmail.com. I am happy to help if you guys find value in this. We'll go from there. Thanks again.
Gold prism cars shining like the sun on the bay. Tom Brady's legendary, ain't no dirt in the play. Rare refractor Calvin stacking to the sky. Wendy blue velocity, watch those imperfections fly. We got the bass thumping, it's a vibe.